Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at how to distribute content to our students and then look at reviewing that work after the students have submitted their assignment. So to distribute work to the students, we're going to start by clicking on Class Notebook, and then we're going to go to Distribute Page. And we're currently in our master notebook where we built all of our curriculum, so we're going to do a cross notebook distribution into our class notebooks. So I'm going to choose my digital citizenship notebook, and then it's going to ask us what section we want to put that in, and I'm just going to put it in Unit 1 for my students, and then give it a second to for that to actually happen. One thing to really note about this is sometimes it does take a minute for it to distribute to your students. So if you can, you want to make sure that you're distributing these pages before class actually starts, because you could have some syncing problems with your students and could take away some of your class time. So if at all possible, try to distribute this before class. Okay, so this is my master notebook. So I'm going to go over to my class notebook. And here is my students file. I just have a student test set up to give you an idea of what it looks like from the student's view. And it should be showing up here, but it looks like it might be lagging a little bit, just like I talked about before. So you can come up to the class notebook name, and if you right click on it, you get this menu, and we can just go ahead and say sync this notebook. And that kind of forces it to go ahead and do that for us instead of it kind of going through its own process and taking a little bit more time. So if the students are saying that they're not seeing it in their notebooks, that's one way that you could kind of help you and your class to get that information over. So if we click on it, you can see now that the student has access to this file. This one is a poster that the students were going to work on. So I've distributed it to my students. They've worked on it. And so now I want to go back and review everybody's pages. So I'm just going to click on something so you can see the difference in the views. So now this would be after the fact. So they've worked on this assignment and you're ready to review it as the teacher. So then you're going to come over again to Class Notebook if you're not already there and click on Review Student Work. Click on Review Student Work again, and it's going to ask you what section you're wanting to review right now, and we're still in Unit 1. And then what page you want to look at. And so I want to look at the digital citizenship page, and it's pulled here. So I just have the one student here, so I had a place to show you how this looked, but you would see all of your students listed here on the side of the computer. I do like that they've added the feature where you can sort by first name or last name, depending on what you're, inputting into on the other side with grades. It might be helpful to have it sorted differently. And so then when we click on a student name, their work shows up. And that gives us the ability to go in and edit it, or add comments, or just even a plus for effort. You also have the ability here to lock the pages. That prevents the students from being able to work on them after a deadline. From OneNote, you don't have the option of setting specific times when an assignment is due. That has to be done through Teams. But at least, if you had an assignment due before class, when you got to class, you could just come to the page and lock the pages yourself, and that prevents the students from being able to add more content after the fact. Okay, so that's looking at how we can distribute information to the students and then how to review that assignment after they are done.